Okay, now we're moving on to the next section, which is called the footer. And so if you go into your customizer and log into the next section, you'll see that you are in the footer area. Now in here, it's going to be very similar to the header. You're going to have a lot of the same types of controls for your typography, your background, as far as the images and the footer control, as far as background color, and all the things that you would normally want to be able to do. Same with opacity, just like in the header. So if you've already run through that tutorial, then you'll be able to see that stuff is pretty straightforward. So here we have on the footer enable these different boxes, so you can decide to turn on and off the areas of the footer just by simply check marking the box, and you'll see here in a second that that whole section goes away. So if you want to do that, that's great. You may also want to have the footer menu down there, so let's check mark those and have it come back on. So we'll scroll down and we can see that it's there. So you can also take off the social. These are just real simple ways for you to, if you don't need any additional down there, extra information other than a simple copyright line, which you have a space provided for here, you can do that. Now you can also, set the alignments just like anything before. You can also change the amount of padding and all that runs around it, and the icon size. So if you do have your icons enabled for social media, they mimic off the exact same links that you set on other areas of the site, but it's a very simple and straightforward part of the process as far as that goes. But you can also come in and at any given time make them larger. Maybe you want them to be 30. And if we wait a second here for it to refresh, we look down and we see that they've actually bumped into the right size. So we'll take that back to 20 and watch them change again. There we go. And so there you go. That's basically where you're going to be controlling the main footer line for that section. Typography here is the same way. We've got the exact same kind of controls as far as your hovering colors, because we have navigation down there. And a lot of times in the footer, you're going to want to add some sort of reference link to where the site was built. You're going to want to have some controls down there for that. And so we've given you all those exact same things. One of the things too, is that there's always an enable uppercase to format that stuff. And that's on every single section of the font controls throughout the website. So that way you don't have to spend a bunch of time thinking about your typing or formatting, but it's easy to make some of those sections follow suit. Into the background for this is just like any of the other controls. You can simply come in and set a color, but we've also got the ability, once it changes here, to change this area out and also add, there we go, to add a image background just like we've done on every part of the site. So here you've got that control again to add whatever image it is, whether it's out of our archive or if you want to upload an image. Those are just up to you and based on what you want to do. Then once again, the same kind of formatting and color controls, or positioning controls, sorry about that. So that's the basics of the footer. We're looking at a lot of the same information, some of the same control pieces. The bottom bar message down here that we've got for your customers, if you can either leave it on or turn it off, same as we've done before with the footer or the top bar and the alert bar. If you just remove this information, that bar goes away. And so these are some of the things that make it real nice and clean and easy to edit those information. But at the same time, there may be a lot of situations where you have a company slogan or something that you want to share down there. And so it's just a great way for people to catch up and a little additional messaging. The nice thing about all these boxes as well, you could actually paste an image file in there with a link that is actually an advertising banner, or use them however you want. These content boxes will take just about any type of tag. So nothing that's been deprecated, but at the same time, we want to make sure we're looking at all that. Widget control is identical as before, up to 4 columns. Set the parameters, set the colors, set any background images you want on those, and go to town. Then you also have the scroll to top anchor, and that's something that you'll see on the side. It's a nice little clean circle down here in the bottom right corner. You can decide where you want it, if you'd want it at all. So those are the footer sections. A lot of the same information again as far as formatting, but it should get you well on your way to making edits and making your site exactly how you want.